All right, I'm so excited. I've been talking about him for, it seems like the entire season, excited for him. And joining us right now, the slayer of King Henry, and Jamar Chase and Cooper Kupp. He is, of course, Cooper DeJean. Coop, what do you say, my man?
Hey, I appreciate you having me on.
Dude, I got to tell you, you are just a joy. You know, the greatest compliment, and I'm sure you've heard this a million times so far, is you're a football player. Like, you are a true blue football player.
Hey, I mean, that's what I love to do. Just go out there and be myself and be who I am on the football field. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it right now.
Well, let's kind of start from the beginning. Since you got into the lineup, this unit is number one in defense. It's number one in pass defense, and it's number one in a slew of other categories. What's been this whole transition like for you?
Yeah, it's been obviously I had an injury early in the season. So I had to take some time, try to get back fully healthy. And then while learning the defense at the same time, it's tough to learn a new defense without, being out on the field. So it was almost a blessing in disguise, to have those first 4 weeks to kind of get everything down and get my feet back under me. And now, be out there and be able to make an impact, with a bunch of other, talented players that we have on our defense. So it's been fun.
Well, and you and Quignon are almost linked because of both being top draft picks and being in the second share in the secondary. And it's amazing that you guys have given this infusion of life in the back end. And it feels like, that unit's just come together from, Jalen and the guys up front to Zach Bond and N'Kobe to you guys in the secondary. You guys are really playing like one.
Yeah, I think ever since that bye week, we kind of had to look ourselves in the mirror, figure out what we needed to do to be better on the defensive side of the ball. Felt like we were playing too passive. Wanted to be more aggressive, and be more physical as a defense. And I think we've done that. And we need to continue to do that down the stretch. But we got a lot of young guys. On our defense, which is great. It's a lot of fun, to play with those guys, and to be able to connect with them, and be all on the same page when we're out there on the field. I think that's what helps the most.
Does that come from Iowa? Does like your physicality? I can hit you all the cliches, like, you have a nose for the ball, everywhere's a rat. Like, it's so impressive. Does that come from Iowa? That whole experience?
I think it definitely plays a big part in it. Iowa's it's kind of a old school program.
Yeah.
Physical, tough, hard nosed football. We were hitting every day in practice. They're making everybody run to the ball. So I definitely think that plays a big part in the way that I play football.
What's amazing is that you were a quarterback in high school, and you got an offer to play quarterback at South Dakota State, and you said, "No, I'm going to go to Iowa and I'll play defensive back." What was that decision like? It's funny because I'm watching you as a returner, and you have such great instincts. And then it dawned on me about the quarterback thing. Like, you see things from an offensive standpoint too. What made you go the other route?
Yeah, it was tough at first because I really wanted to play quarterback in college. But I didn't. I mean, Iowa was my only FBS offer. It was during COVID, so I couldn't take any visits. Um, and
Yeah.
Iowa was the school that I grew up watching, and cheering for. I went to a lot of games as a kid. and what Coach Parker has done there with defensive backs and the success they've had on defense. It was I kind of looked at all that and decided, why wouldn't I want to go to Iowa and put myself in a position to develop and have a chance to play at the highest level. It's always been my dream, to play at this level. So why not go to a school that puts me in the best position to get there?
Yeah, I mean, man, that defense that you guys had was ridiculous. Like you didn't give up anything. You guys were unbelievable. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it's a testament, to how our programs run and how our defense is run under Coach Parker. He's a guy that wants everything perfect. And that's what we strive for every day in practice. And I think it's pretty similar to Coach Fangio. He's an old school guy. He wants everything perfect. He's going to make sure he corrects the things that we do wrong and make sure that they don't hurt us more than once. Um, so there's a lot of similarities between the two defensive coordinators I played for.
It seems like you're comfortable with the old school kind of guy, right? Like the full old school football guy. You seem like kind of right at home with.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I love going out and practicing and being coached and being coached hard. And fixing things that I need to work on, and the coaches let me know what I need to work on. To be better and to help this defense, play at a high level.
And Vic's cool. He's like that cool grandfather. He- he's got he's got that cool way about him, like that cool older
Yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I mean, Philadelphia is an old school place, and dude, I mean, I don't want to make you embarrassed, but the town is in love with you. I mean, everybody is. I mean, it's a beautiful thing because this city, it's very emotional. It's old school, emotional. It leads with its heart. It loves football, and they love players. And you come in, and the way you play, like you have this incredible way of playing with joy, and it's weird because you could see it. Like just watching you, people get that vibe off you. A lot like Tyrese Maxey. Like when you watch Maxey play basketball, he plays with joy, and I get the same vibe from you that you play with a joy, a happiness that you love just being on that field.
Oh yeah, I love every second of it. Ever since I was a kid, I love playing this game, and I try not to overthink too much and put too much into it. Obviously, there's studying that goes on throughout the week.
Yeah.
To be able to prepare you and make you have a good feel about the opposing team. But I try not to put too much into it. I try to go out and be myself and play the game the way I know how to play the game. And the biggest part for me is having fun. When you're not having fun, I mean, it's football kind of sucks. So I put football's a fun game for me, and I'm gonna make sure I show that I'm having fun out there on the field.
Yeah, I love that about you. I do. It's funny. I have two kids that play, and I say, listen, practice sucks, right? It's not fun, but the game is fun, right? Like that's your reward. Your reward is when you play. If you put all the work in, it's fun, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
lesson of football.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the work never stops. With this game, it's such a physical, highly demanding game. So you gotta make sure you're able to put in the work to be able to play at a high level, and then when you're out there on the football field, just go and let it rip. Really, that's my thought process.
So take me through a couple plays. Let's go with the Jamar Chase play because it's a huge play in the game, right? Like, he's about to get the first down, and then here you are.
Yeah, we were in man to man. They were obviously Jamar Chase, one of the best receivers in the league, and in big moments they're going to try and get him the ball. So I was kind of once he was going back and forth in that motion, I was chasing him. I knew they were trying to kind of try to set up a pick, to get him the ball and get him out in space, get an easy first down. But luckily I was able to make my way through all the traffic and come downhill and make the tackle. I don't think enough credit goes to Isaiah Rodgers, who was on the other side, who
Yeah.
was on the guy who was essentially trying to pick me. He got up and pressed him and made sure he couldn't get off the line, so I was able to have a lane to run around and run downhill to make that tackle.
The angle that you took was just perfect. I think about this because you play basketball, and I think you understand movement, and it feels like that. Like, and having the right proper angle is everything when you're going to be a D back, and it felt like that skill set was right there because Chase is so elusive, and you took the perfect angle to blow him up.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what a lot of football is taking the right angles. In basketball, and playing all those sports has helped me, in each of the other one. So I think, like I said, football's about angles, and you need to take the right angles, especially on a good play like that. So he doesn't try and make you miss. And then when you take your angle and when you get there, just go ahead and shoot your shot.
All right, so then let's go through the Cooper Cup because another one, Sunday Night Football, right? Like the whole world's watching, and you know that they're trying to get Cup, and that's going to be a matchup for you. Middle of the field, he works the middle of the field. That's your domain.
Yeah, that matchup was a lot of fun. He's a really good receiver. And trying to cover him, it was tough. He's him and Puka, both of them. They're both good receivers. But I think we had a good game plan going in to that game to try and contain them. The biggest thing with them, they're going to catch the ball, but after once they catch the ball, it's being able to tackle them because they're really good with the ball in their hand. So that was a big emphasis. So I thought we did a good job of that in that game.
Oh my God. I mean, and what's been interesting is like the first one or two drives, it feels like it's a feeling out process. And then the adjustment comes. And like in that game, you went three and outs you gave them right after that second drive. It's like you clamped down. Again on Sunday, it's 9-0, and then all of a sudden, clamp down.
Yeah, I think obviously we wish we could limit that and start out faster. But it's always when a team's got their first 15 plays that
Yeah.
they set up, specifically for your defense. It's definitely a challenge to go out there and try and stop those. But we know it's possible. But you just gotta feel them out almost like you said. And then once you feel them out, you gotta start honing in on the things that they're showing you. And come together as a defense, talk about everything. And then go out there and figure out how to get stops.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's fantastic. Like, getting stops in this league is hard. All right. Like, it's hard, let alone the Rams who have, Stafford and all those weapons, Kyron Williams and those receivers. And to be able to just, after that, pitch, almost a shutout is impressive. Like, I mean, Lamar, you see how he's ridiculous, right? Like, that throw to
Yeah.
Andrews was sick. And you
Yeah.
guys stepped up, man. I got to tell you, I mean, the whole town couldn't be more more proud of what you guys have accomplished.
Yeah. I think that's we love and appreciate the support, but the biggest thing for us is the ability to move on, and move on,
Yes.
week to week. Because it's a National Football League.
Yeah.
Every other team's got great players too. So we got to be able to move on week to week, and put our best foot forward each and every Sunday. We're out on that field because you never know what's going to happen in this league. So we gotta continue to prepare ourselves throughout the week to be able to play our best on Sundays.
All right, so I got to ask you about the play, right? The tackle. It's like the greatest tackle we were talking about. I can't tell you. Yesterday, I think I watched it 100 times, right? It was so perfectly textbook. And so I coached the kids, right? So you teach them how to tackle the whole thing. That was so perfect, so textbook. Like you did every coach in the Delaware and Philadelphia a favor by doing that. Take us through it. It was just beautiful.
Yeah, I was in my coverage, and came downhill. Saw him check it down late. You know, Caught him right when he was right when he was turning around. Was able to run right through him. But that goes back to every Wednesday practice that we do. We do a similar. We do a lot of tackling drills. We do a similar drill to that where we're coming downhill and trying to drive through a guy. Which is I think that's the part that I love about playing for Coach Sirianni. He understands the details and the little things that we need to be great at in order to be a good football team. And tackling is one of those things. So I think all that work throughout the weeks that we've had, helped me make that tackle.
Did it dawn on you that it was Derrick Henry? Like today, like when you think about it, it's funny. I was watching a game last night, and he does that State Farm commercial, and he's pulling refrigerators and living room sets, and all I keep thinking about is Coop just put him on the ground.
Hey, trust me, I felt when it was Derrick Henry right when I hit him. He's a big dude. I felt it a little bit too.
The greatest was the reaction of your teammates. And I think that tells a big story because they were loving it, man. Like it was so cool. And watching guys celebrate for other guys is to me the essence of football, right? Because it's such a team game and their reaction I thought was priceless.
Yeah, yeah. I loved, when I was watching it back, watching the whole sideline, which was really cool. You can tell guys are having fun. And that's a good sign in a football team. Is when everybody's having fun. And I think we're doing that right now.
All right, so I got to ask you, what it's Philadelphia, right? So we're about feeding people. What's been your effect? And listen, Cooper Sharp, right? You gotta love that. Like I know you met Danny from Angelo's. I know you're eating crab fries. What's been your favorite so far?
Uh, I've I've enjoyed all the places I've been to. Angelo's is probably I'd put it up there, probably my favorite cheesesteak that I've had out here. And then you mentioned Chickies and Pete's. I was just there last night doing a radio show. Um, Pete's a great guy. Been there a couple times. Um, but I've enjoyed getting out in the city and seeing all the different places there are. I've enjoyed it coming from Iowa, and where I come from, a small town. You don't have all these food places around. I come from like kind of farm country a little bit.
Yes.
So you have to drive 30 to 45 minutes to get fast food or whatever you want. So it's cool to have these places around and go and check them out.
Yeah, and it's funny the culture shock. Uh, you seem to really embrace it. Where you're from, I covered a lot of football and a lot of stuff been out your way, and it's such a beautiful area, right? So it's so different coming here. What's been the biggest thing? And also, you do people don't know this, that you do a lot of charity work each week during your off day. And you got to tell us a little bit about that too.
Yeah, it's been a big adjustment, coming out here, small town to a big city. I haven't lived outside of Iowa before, so it's been an adjustment, but I think it's going well. And then being able to get out in the community, I think has helped me, make that adjustment. To see the impact, I can make on people, we can make on people as a football team. Whether we're at the hospital visiting kids at the hospital. I enjoyed doing that. That's something we did back in Iowa City with the children's hospital that we have there. We did a turkey drive, which was really awesome. Food packaging, we did for food bank, which was really cool. So there's been a lot of things, that I've done, in the community that have been great. It's something I love to do, is get out and meet people and make an impact in the community that I'm in.
I think that's beautiful, man. I really do. I want to introduce you to my buddy, Violations Greg, who's a man about the city. And like, we're all in love with you. He's got a couple things for you.
Man, I tried to get an Iowa hat in time for this interview. I couldn't score one. And so I want to ask you like 5 quick rapid fire off the top of your head questions just to get to know you, so people get to know a little more about the person that is Cooper DeJean. What is your favorite candy?
Favorite candies, Skittles.
Nice. He's number 2 in the state of Iowa NBA basketball scoring.
Oh, yeah.
Who was your favorite NBA player growing up?
Favorite NBA player was LeBron James.
What's your worst school subject?
Science.
Yeah, me too.
Your favorite back home comfort food?
I think steak and mashed potatoes.
Oh, nice. Meat potato, man. He'll love bold. He'll love it.
Yes, steak, baby.
And if you were a baseball player, what would be your walk-up song?
Walk-up song? I think The Next Episode.
Nice.
Walk-up song.
Nice. Hey, real quick, too, can we get, like, what is the celebration you're doing?
It's a team celebration that we came up with. It's kind of like after you make a big hit, kind of calm down. So we came up with that in our defensive meeting the other day, which is cool.
I'm going to make a prediction that at some point Bryce Harper will be on second base doing it.
Yeah, he'll be doing the same thing. You know what's crazy, Coop, is that the whole, being an Eagle fan, I think you've come to understand this. It goes deep. How about how they travel to Los Angeles?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like everywhere you go, it's part of something special, like being an Eagle fan.
Yeah, it's great, to see all the Eagles fans at away games, kind of almost making it like home games, which is that game in LA was dang near a home game for us.
Right.
How many Eagle fans were there, and you wouldn't think that, because Philly's all the way across the country. But it's cool to see, how passionate these fans are, and how well they travel. We definitely notice it and appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, it's wild. Like we had people from England and Ireland and Scotland who were Eagles fans who came in for a game a couple weeks ago. all like the movie stars, right? Like Bradley Cooper, Kevin Hart, like everybody. And it's the coolest thing. It's like it's like this big family, Coop, that and you're like a perfect addition to this family.
Yeah, I'm happy to be a part of the family. I love the fans in Philly already. It's been great. just gonna continue to try and go out there and give it my all each and every week. And same with everybody else on our squad. Just continue to prepare and go out and have fun on the football field and play as physical as we know how.
How has your family been out?
Yeah, they made it to most of the games actually, which is really cool. They've loved every second of it. Being out here, being in the link, at the away games. The link's a special place. It gets wild, especially those night games.
Yeah.
I come in for those night games. Off I think it's 95, and it's early. It's in the morning, and I see people tailgating already. Outside the stadium, which is crazy. For an 8:15 game out here. So
It's a lot.
I
You know what
found
it
out
is?
quick.
It's a lot like college. Like
Yeah.
when you think about it, it's a lot like Iowa, right? Like, football matters and these games are like big celebration holidays. It's very similar.
Yeah, it is. Football is kind of what revolves around, or Iowa City revolves around Hawkeye football, and it seems like you know Philly revolves around Eagle football out here. Which is really really awesome. I love it. Love how passionate the fans are, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
Who got you in love with football? Who made you fall in love with it?
I think my parents and grandparents, from a young age. I love playing all sports growing up. And they understood that, and they helped drive that passion. Whether it was going to the baseball field, going to the basketball courts, running routes in the backyard, throwing the football around. My parents and grandparents, they were there every step of the way, making sure I was happy, because if I wasn't playing sports out in the backyard, no one wanted to play with me. I wasn't going to be too happy. So they made sure to help out with that.
God love you, dude. God bless you a million times. You're fantastic. I gotta tell you, you're the best. I have this conversation with my kids all the time, and I reference you way too many times because they play and we go in the backyard. Do you want to be like Cooper? You want to take down Derrick Henry? This is what you got to do. My brother, listen, thank you, man. You're a treasure, pal. All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having me on again. I appreciate it.
Oh my God, please. You made our day. You made our day, buddy. Coop, you are the best, buddy. You really are, man. Anything you ever need, you just let us know, and one day we're gonna get you into our studios. You'll love it. Yeah, you'll love it.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, my brother, thank you. Have a great day, pal. You're the best, man. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.